What is going on YouTube? Northeast Ohio Sports Cards popping on. What is going on for our little impromptu live stream? What is up? What is up? I'm trying out StreamYard for the first time. So does everything look and sound A-okay? Normal standard issue impromptu live show. Just do some general Q&A. But if chat can confirm to me that everything looks and sounds relatively normal, that would be fantastic. No step back. They're not worth money anymore. Cool. First time using this. So this, now that I have it figured out, will allow me to have guests on. Not that anyone want to come on the channel, but there's no insight to give. The sports card market's over. This is it. It's come to the end. This is the end times. The end times are upon us. The apocalypse is here, along with his 4 horsemen. Nah, I was just sitting down. I was sorting through cards. There's 2 card shows this weekend. So I was making a pile of stuff to take with me to maybe sell. I don't know. We'll see. And I figured, let me try out this whole StreamYard thing so I could get this down. I can show comments now like this. Look at this. Look at this. Thank you, JR. I will never say no to going on Reggie's channel. He is a fantastic host and asks excellent questions. And just a genuinely all-around good dude. How was the Wisconsin Dells show? I'm very curious to hear how that's going. I saw Coleman was set up there. I saw Sasha was there. Curious to see live on the scene because that everything I heard was that was going to be a pretty big show. So let me know how that was, Gregory, in the comments down below. It's definitely a buying market. I agree. What do we got here? Will Kawhi, AD, and Giannis have a run up like last year? History repeats itself, should go up. Also, KD run up. We are at the point now with the NBA season that it is all going to come down to how well they play and does the team win. That is where we are. The only thing that's going to cause a run up is a guy going off and the team advancing, at least in theory. That's what everyone's been banking on. We will see how much that happens. I'm sure card prices will go up as guys ball out, but we will see. Vintage just kind of always does its thing. Vintage is just going to churn along. Every once in a while, something's going to cause it to spike randomly and then kind of pull back at a new high level. But it's never going to like go to the floor. You know what I mean? Vintage reminds me a lot of similarities between that and the comic book market. Like the floor is extremely high. It's never going to go to nothing. I love Game of Thrones. Like personally, I've read all the books. Big fan of the TV show, except for season 8. I am not chasing the hobby boxes of those. I have purchased. I did chase. I'm excited. X-Men metal boxes. I bought 6 of them from David Adams on pre-order this week. I bought one. Someone posted in one of the Marvel Facebook groups that they were up. I've been checking for months to try to get one of these freaking things. They finally came up. I snagged one. I tried to buy 6. It wouldn't let me, even though it said the limit was 6. So I bought one. Then I went back in and bought another 2. And then they sold out within 30 minutes. And then 2 days later, they came back up again, and I bought another 3. So I have 6 boxes of X-Men metal on their way to me. I say on my way. They're pre-ordered. They don't release till the end of June, supposedly. but I'll also believe that when I see it, as they've been delayed about 16 different times already. So I am excited to get X-Men Metal. I don't know what I'm going to do with them all yet. I'm obviously going to open up a few of them. I'll see how the market goes for them between now and then. I'll probably keep a couple sealed. Big deal about those are, one, obviously, like, they have the lineage of the Fleer Metal cards, and then two, they have PMGs in them. So, do you think with sports card investor hitching his wagon to SGC lately that it'll give SGC more clout, maybe close the gap between prices and PSA? No, I don't. Everyone's hitching their wheels to SGC because they're the only ones that are open. But I don't think it fixes the problem. What is up, Charles? What is up, Charles? Step back's the SGC guy right here. I should have sent you a link. You could have hopped on. I didn't know that you were around. I figured Friday night you got kids and like sporting events and stuff. What was I going to ask? Oh, do you read them? Yes, you read the comic books on an iPad. That's what the iPad's for. Digital app, man. Fire up the old digital app and away you go. Go desktop cam. Got desktop cam up. I would argue the first 4 books are all pretty good, but I don't mind season 7 of Game of Thrones. I really don't. I have not bought anything on Star Stock recently. I've been watching a lot of stuff, but people are really holding firm on prices, at least on graded stuff. And I've tried to transition my game on Star Stock to just buying graded as much as possible. Yes, I am a big fan of the Giannis Prism that I have on the desk. I bought this for $300. This is the one I talked about. I think I might have mentioned it in a video. Might have been the one I posted today. I don't remember. So the video I posted this morning, I had to record 3 times. The audio kept messing up. If there's anyone that's an audio expert in here, please reach out to me. I have questions. I've been having tons of problems with audio this week, and I about threw something through my monitor yesterday because I recorded the video once, went to edit it, and it was all jacked up. I said, okay, cool. It was like 15 minutes long. Recorded it again, thought I fixed it. It was jacked up. Took like a 2-hour break, came back, recorded it a third time, and then finally it was fine. It's not fun re-recording these videos 3 times in one sitting. Not fun times at all. I've done most of my pickups already. You know, I bought the Mitchells. The Mitchells was my main last minute pickup. Other than that, you know, I have a ton of Jaw, like base raw that I want to move. It's in this pile here. Like a bunch of optic. I have a bunch of like, this is my pile of stuff. I'm trying to get rid of everything raw that I have left. You know, like I have Trey Prisms, I have Ja Morant optics. Like, this is a stack. There's like 6 in there. You know, Blue Velocity. What else is in here? There's more John here somewhere. Mosaic. I think there's some base prisms in here somewhere. I don't remember where those are. So I'm looking. I didn't buy too much in anticipation for the playoffs besides the Mitchells, which are down like 20% because the day I got him, he got hurt. So that was fun. What else we got going on here? Yeah, I'm pretty hyped for the X-Men metal boxes. I really am. Yeah, this is actually I thought about trying to cross this. It has 210 subgrades and a 9.5. So it's got really good subs, even though it's got 1.9. So I don't know value wise if this would go for about the same as a true gem or how people would handle that with 210s and a 9.5, but with the 9 pulling it down. So, but yeah, I got that for $300. One of the best things I ever bought. I do still have the Wolverines. They are right here, actually. Well, one of them sold. I got a bunch of PSA 9s. Got these still. And I got the 10 still. And I got this 10 still. The other 10 sold. Sold the other 10. And then I have a deal pending for a couple 9s. The Punisher, this Wolverine, and the Venom have sold. I have a deal pending on those to a watcher, actually, to a viewer. What else we got going on in shit? The 2 hour was key because I was legit about to rip the arm that I have my mic attached to and chuck it through the window. Nice. Nice. I do not dabble in soccer cards. I don't know a thing about soccer other than I played it when I was like in the 4th grade and was not good at it. I'm holding football till at least the 4th of July. And then I think I'm going to reevaluate at the 4th of July and maybe start slowly selling it off. That way, if the market peaks earlier, I'm okay. And if it takes me a little bit of time to move some of the stuff, I'm okay too. I am still actually looking to buy some football. I recorded it earlier today. I have a football video coming out tomorrow. It's a little different than what I normally do. I walk through market movers and how I use it to research stuff, specifically in this case, football. And I did find some interesting football stuff that was undervalued. I wanted to up my football knowledge in terms of cards to put on my radar before the 2 shows this week, just in case something catches my eye. And there were a few little interesting tidbits, nuggets, if you will, in the research that I found. So that'll be tomorrow morning's video. Spoiler alert, is a football video. I don't own any first Bowman autos. At this point in time, I mean, if I am looking to buy something, it is probably going to be a PSA 10. I am intrigued. I watched Rounding the Corners last night with Brad and Dustin and Coleman with a brief mini appearance from Sasha. And there are some really good deals out there on BGS 9s. He was talking about the Jeter SP Upper Deck and how cheap it was compared to the PSA 9. And I think in some of those cases, it's just gotten out of control. The gap between a BGS 9 and a PSA 9. Like, I get it, like on a BGS 9 and like a PSA 10, sure. But I don't think the gap should be as large as it is on some cards on a PSA 9 versus a BGS 9. So, like, I was really looking for I'm very closely monitoring the prices on a Topps Chrome LeBron PSA 9. I don't know that it's going to get low enough before the playoffs start. I'm hoping they get bounced and it goes down, but I may actually go for a BGS 9 if it has good subgrades and just save a ton of money. Yeah, you know, I do. There's a lot of group thinking. Everyone's saying the same thing. Sell your football in August. So I'm going to start slowly listing it in July, and try to whittle it down a little bit and get a little bit ahead of the markets. So can you just be Neo Marvel stuff and forget? Every Monday, yes, and maybe occasionally during the week if something crosses my path. But that's why I made Marvel Mondays, specifically to have one day dedicated strictly to Marvel and comic book stuff. Hey, I love doing the Marvel videos. They definitely don't drive the traffic like the sports card videos do. That's for sure. Not that I care. I actually enjoy doing the Marvel videos sometimes more than the sports card videos. It's a very nice change of pace to help break up the daily grind, if you will. Thank you. That was a fun one to record this morning. I'm excited to record the one on Tuesday. I think I'm going to do it tomorrow or Sunday. That I'm gonna kind of walk down how I grew the channel and how it kind of turned into, you know, something stupid that I decided to start. Uh, like when I shifted content, like some decisions that I made, a couple lucky breaks that I had, that sort of stuff. So I think that one might be interesting too if you enjoyed today's. Everything that I've bought, like big, I've pretty much showed on the channel in something. I've never sat down and done a like, here's my, biggest 5 investments or whatever. I guess I could do something like that. Those videos always feel weird because it's like they feel like you're trying to flex without trying to flex and like you're just showing off, but like you preface it all with, hey guys, I'm really not just doing this to show off. But really, that's what you're doing. There's really no way around it. Uh, so having the cards up on the back here is one thing as a backdrop. That's fine, but I don't know. Maybe I'll think about doing it. I've done some videos before, like showing off all my CGC 9/8s. Um, but I'm really torn right now. There's a ton of stuff I still want to buy, more so in the comic book market. But I'm super intrigued by these dips that are going on right now. Like I'm watching the Luca market super hard. I'm watching Juan Soto stuff get cheaper and cheaper every day. I'm watching LeBron stuff get cheaper and cheaper every day. Like, I got a little nest egg build up, not quite enough to make like a monster play on something huge, but like I could go for something pretty medium size right now, like, the 2 to 3K range. Um, Plus the Nationals coming up. So I'm, trying to save money for that. But I don't even know how much stuff I'll be buying at the National versus just going for networking and hanging out with people. BGS 9s are a lot of good deals. Yeah, Tales from the flip side. For sure. I know we talked in the past and you just hit me at a very bad time. But reping me back in IG again and we'll talk. I would have no problem coming on with you guys. I watch your guys' stuff every once in a while. I'm not going to sit here and say I watch every one of your videos, but I do watch your videos when they pop up on the homepage for sure. Yeah, I just worry about like I don't want to make a bunch of plays on PSA crossovers when we don't know what PSA is going to look like come July 1st. General meta question, thinking about selling football in the summer. I mean, you're not wrong. There is a chance that the normal buying patterns don't come back. Everyone's just assuming that they do. And the fact that the football market has not crashed, like, oh God, I said the crash word, has not pulled back, readjusted, normalized, whatever the hell you want to call it. The football market has basically stayed relatively stagnant, which in the current card market is actually impressive. So it makes me think that there will be a buy-in into football, especially, where you're going to have Trevor Lawrence hype, which will kind of probably drive things. Some of the Patrick Mahomes stuff is getting pretty tasty out there. He's another one that's on my radar is Mahomes stuff. So I enjoy Reggie's channel. He's one of the, I've only gone on a few different channels. Like, I've only been on with Flipping Steve and with Reggie. They're both a ton of fun. Reggie is fantastic. Reggie just asks very, very intelligent questions and runs a very tight ship. Reggie is worth watching even if you're not into comic books. I know because I see him all over IG all the time. No, definitely high on Jaw still. The difference is I want to move this Jaw and turn it into more of stuff like this. I want to, just like everybody else, I want to get off this and into more of this. So I'm definitely not off Jaw. I am not selling my higher, not that I have anything super high end. The most high-end jaw card I actually have, I don't have in my hands yet. That's a redemption of a jaw auto redemption that I hit out of NBA Hoops Premium that I'm waiting on. So if I wasn't high on jaw, I would have just sold the redemption outright. I am extremely, regardless of card stuff, like just in general, as a massive NBA fan, I am super excited for these play-in games and stuff. I'm super excited for Sunday and all the games playing. I think there's going to be some absolutely insane matchups, like regardless of card market stuff, to watch in the play-in in these first couple rounds. Yeah, Jordan stuff's getting pretty cheap too. I don't follow those prices super close because if I'm going to spend that kind of money, I personally would just rather buy LeBron. I did not hear that. No. Top Shot, man. You want to talk about the card market being in the crapper? Top Shot, man. Uh, I think moments now are like $1 or $2 on a lot of them. I bought the $9 pack today, the free reserve pack, and I don't think I made my money back on it. Like they have finally gotten to the point where it's not free money to rip a pack now. This is. I generally agree with you, John, but actually, the time to buy football was right before the playoffs started of football. Prices have been steadily going up since uh, like week 14, week 15 for a lot of non-playoff guys. Yeah, there's a lot of bots and stuff, group monitors and stuff, cook groups, all that shenanigans. Um, I'm not in any of them. Most of them charge you to be in them, and I'm not all about that life. So they are out there. You could find them. Yeah, I am definitely in how do I want to say it? Targeted buying mode right now. I am still trying to sell off my base stuff as much as possible and get into either more limited base, like I got the Lucas Select Premier. That's a base I don't mind having. It's pop 500. I'm perfectly fine with that. Though that card's come down significantly. I got mine at a pretty good deal, but it's even when I bought mine for 1,200, they were going for 1,500. I saw one sold last night for 1,100. So like even the Lucas Select Premiers are getting kind of cheap. I would actually consider picking up a second one if they got so low. I think Donovan Mitchell, if you're last minute buying stuff, buying him at a 20% dip from where I bought him, I don't think is the worst thing in the world because he's perfectly fine. They said it was a very very minor ankle sprain and that he could have played if they needed him. They purposely sat him out to rest him before the playoffs. So if you needed a last minute playoff buy, getting him at a 20% discount, not the worst thing in the world. I don't know when the Chrome anniversary is. It's not yet. We're still early. The 18th is the official 1 year. Any advice on holding sealed wax? Hide it from yourself is the best advice I could give you. Like literally take it, put it somewhere, give it to your wife or a significant other or whatever, and have them hide it from you and not tell you where it is. Are you buying NBA for next season on Star Stock? I am beginning to think about that. My Star Stock purchasing has been in pause mode. I have about $1,000 in cards split across the 3 different sports right now. I got about 12 to 1,500 in the NBA. I got about a little under 1,000 into. I'm sorry, not NBA. Football. 1,500 in the football. About 1,000 in the baseball, and a few hundred in the basketball. And then I got about 1,500 in liquid cash on Star Stock. I have 900 cards that I sent them that are going to get uploaded. I am hoping within the next 2 weeks. It's been 6 weeks. They said 6 to 8 weeks. I fully expected it to take to the end of May to get them loaded in. So I'm not really doing anything too crazy on there unless it's like a very quick flip situation because I kind of want to hold back and see once those 900 get loaded in and I offload a lot of those, what my account balance looks like. And maybe I could go after something actually pretty big. So I'm kind of in like a weird holding pattern all around. Cool looking card. There's other ones I personally would rather have, but any '03 LeBron card, in my opinion, is a decent buy, especially if you're getting it on a buy or on a cheap price. Yep, that's pretty much everywhere. I don't know the soccer market at all. I mean, I can assume that it would because of World Cup hype, but I just do not follow the soccer market. I've been moving my select Luca base for Luca select parallels while they're on the dip. Smart. I've been moving my Luca base prisms for Luca select bases. So we're basically doing the same thing, just slightly different. I don't know why Embiid's prices are so low in general. I've heard this thrown around a lot. Um, Upper Deck and Fleer are not getting back into the industry. Panini's never letting that license go. It's not going to happen. It's a pipe dream. And that could actually make it worse because then you have everybody printing cards. Um, sure, it could be a junk slab era, but you got to remember, PSA is not printing cards. These cards would have existed whether PSA graded them or not. So yeah, there's more graded on the market, but it's not like there's more. Those cards would have existed on the market in general. And I do fear this isn't exactly what you asked, but I do fear there's going to be some interesting situations where the card market really dipped and people have some large PSA bills coming due and they may need to offload quick to be able to pay those off, depending on their situation. Do you only buy slabbed key comics or do you ever raid the $2 bins at your LCS? I only buy graded. I do not have the brain space, the time, or the energy to figure out comic book grading. So I pretty much just buy graded already. I will let someone make money off of me and buy graded books. You know, I will give them their profit for going through the effort to grade the books. It intrigues me if I wasn't doing YouTube sports cards, sports card grading, Marvel cards, and comic books. Maybe I would get into the whole grading comic books thing, but it just seems like a beast unto its own. I cannot wait to see the Hall of Fame stuff not go up so I can make a video about it because I really don't think there's going to be a Hall of Fame bump for most of these guys. I've been saying it forever. I cannot wait to have the data to back it up. So we will see. Do you upload cards you send into StarStock or just send them in without? I don't know what you mean. Do you upload the cards you send into StarStock? I don't know what you mean by upload. That you just send them in and then they do all the work. I have my March 31st shipment uploaded. When? Oh, really? Maybe I'm getting close then because I sent mine in on March 31st too. Interesting. Now I'm excited. I know it's not in there because I look about every 5 minutes. Maybe I'm closer than I thought I was. If you're in the Lubob, I think you just hold him until next year. He's basically a hold until February. This is a tricky one because he's hurt and NT does not have, like, it's not officially licensed product. So at this point, I would probably wait for him to come back and hope that he plays well. I don't remember how long he's out for, but that wasn't a real short-term injury either, I don't think. No, I don't think so. Beckett's still doing just fine. I'm actually very curious about this. This is probably going to be Monday's comic book video, actually. Um, a ton hit the market this week. A ton of people posted them after the trailer dropped. And I am watching a ton of auctions to see if I could get one at a little bit of a decreased price. I'm also fascinated to see if it dips at all. The price is definitely not going up on it, but so far the prices seem to be remaining steady at between that $1,200 and $1,500 range, which is where they've been selling. Even if the prices stay flat for me, that's a win given how many got posted on eBay this week. This is a fun one. What classic Neo video? Do you still have your cat select courtside PSA 10? I do not. That was actually one of my best flips ever. So I bought that early in the pandemic after everything closed down for like $125. It's like a pop 16, I think. At least at the time it was. It was a pop 16 cat rookie select courtside. I reposted it when the market went crazy, and I just put it up at like $1,500 or something stupid. And it sat for about 3 weeks, and then someone offered me $1,000 for it, and I sold it. So I do not have that anymore, but I like 9x on that, maybe 8.5x after eBay fees. I didn't even submit a counter offer. I was like, I paid $125 for this. I'm just taking the $900 profit or $800 profit, whatever it was, and moved on. I do not do this. I just send them the box and then that's it. And especially this case, this is the only time I've actually ever sent cards to Star Stock. And it was when right before they added the upload fee. So I was just throwing things in a box as fast as I possibly could. Oh, I forgot tonight's the HGAQ. Recently bought a 2018 Optic LeBron. I'm not big on LeBron 47th year cards, unless it's like Chalk Toss or something. Yeah, I do not do the upload. I didn't realize that's what you guys were talking about. I just send them to him, whatever. I am intrigued by Optic Luca Hollows. At this point, though, I kind of agree with the latter half of your question there of waiting to see what happens to Luca in the playoffs. I don't know if he plays well, his stuff will go up, and then it's a question of how far does it fall back down again after they get eliminated. At this point, I'm just very much wait and see in the NBA market. Oh, I am sure they are still way behind. Yes, Michael Jordan is always a buy, assuming that he's in a dip. You're not paying peak prices. In general, colored numbered variation PSA 9s or base PSA 10s. It depends on the base PSA 10, but in general, colored numbered variation PSA 9s in this market. The market is shifting away from base, unless it's low pop base. And what I mean by low pop base is like select premier, select courtside, stuff like that, revolution. Um, but in general, I'm always going to take the colored number variation PSA 9. That time is now, whenever you could find deals on them. I like SGA a lot. He is one that is on my list to watch his prices and see where they go in the off season. Just current players when it comes to football. Check comps and see if it's worth it. I don't know what the comps go for that. Assume you get the 7. So if you're going to pull a 7, is it actually going to add any value to the card? I don't think so. So I'd probably just hold it. I would probably just hold it because if his cards spike in the playoffs, you'd have it in hand to sell it for an increased price raw versus having it sitting at grading. Batman Beyond #1 or an Edge of the Spider-Verse 2, both CGC 9.8. Personally, I'm going to go with the Edge of Spider-Verse. I just think Spider-Man stuff has way more potential than Batman does right now. I get like with the whole Batman movie coming and stuff, but there are way more people interested in Marvel stuff than Batman stuff. And I will admit I am 100% biased on this because one, I have an Edge of the Spider-Verse 9.8. Two, I am a big Marvel person, not DC. And three, I'm a big Spider-Gwen collector. So I could be extremely biased on that question. So, take that for what it's worth. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. Who do I think will win the NBA's chip this year? I got to see the matchups first. There's way too much flexibility in these matchups right now for me to fully commit to that. I like the Sixers in the East, and I like both. I would have said the Nuggets if Murray wouldn't have gotten hurt. I am very intrigued by the Suns. I don't think it's going to be the Lakers. I think they're too banged up and getting tossed together at the last minute. Most valuable card I own is probably the Giannis. At least it was, but it's come down quite a bit. So this guy right there, I think might still be my most valuable card. I actually now have more. My comic book, my most expensive collectible is now a comic book, not a card. I am almost 99% sure of that. With the dip in the card markets. My favorite is the Jaw Optic Purple because I just think this card is dead sexy, and the Chalk Toss LeBron that you could see down here in the corner that's hiding behind the Giannis. Normally, Giannis is off to the side there. He got slid over because I had to set up a second camera that was shooting at me for the Reggie Collects interview and for Flipping Steve earlier this week. We are about 37 minutes in. An interesting play, the 85 Topps Hogan. What comic book do you leave the most undervalued at this moment? I still think most X-Men stuff is pretty undervalued, and that's saying something because a lot of their prices are up. I actually think there's an interesting play to be made right now on New Mutants 98 has dipped back down again. It is by no means all the way back down again, but you could get a New Mutants 98 for back under $2,000. And I think what happened was that book got a market adjustment to where it should have been. And that's where it's at now at around $2,000. It had shot up to 3, which was unsustainable, and came back down and has now settled in at about 2. And I think it's going to kind of float around 2 to right under 2. But I think that book has a lot of legs when we start getting Deadpool trailers, rumors, announcements, etc. So I do think it's an if you missed the initial buy on New Mutants 98, like when I bought mine, it was like 1,000. Then it went to 3,500 for a hot minute and is now slowly pulled back down to 2,000. I think that's a decent buy at sub 2,000 if you can get it under 2,000. Oh, that's Diamond Hands. You hold that forever. Bull Base Prism GMA 10. That's you check marked every box, Elliot. Was the iconic LeBron Garden ever affordable in the last year? Seems like pros competitors. I didn't track prices on that card specifically very often, but it has been a very popular card for a while. Could you show off some of your CGC 9.8s? Sure. They're actually have them sitting right next to me from the Flipping Steve thing the other day. Hold on one second. I don't have the best camera set up for this right now. It's the bad part about comics. They take up a ton of space. I don't know how many were great to put them. Hold on. Give me a second. Entertain your shelves for a second, chat. adjust things here. These are in no particular order. I showed this one on the Flipping Steve thing. One of my favorite covers. Sorry, you're not going to be able to get a real good look at these because of the way the camera setup is. Classic X-Men #1. This is a reprint of Giant Size X-Men #1, but an absolutely insane cover. One of my favorite covers ever. Has been on a million posters and a million t-shirts, but I still love it. And in a CGC 9.8, I believe there's like 30 of these on the census. It is extremely low, and I absolutely love this cover. Another all-time favorite cover. I've talked about this one a bunch. X-Men 11. I adore this cover. Probably my favorite X-Men cover besides Giant Size X-Men #1. What else do we got over here? Talked about this one a bunch. X-Men Adventures. This is from the Saturday morning cartoon show. Also very low pop. I think this is like 175 on the census, 180. I don't remember. I talked about this on Flipping Steve. These do not come up for sale very often. I think I've seen 3 of these come up for sale in the last year and a half, or not the last year and a half, like the last half year, last 6 months, because I have an eBay alert set up for these. Actually, I wouldn't mind another one. Probably the favorite book I own, X-Men 133. I just got this a couple months ago. I've talked about this a bunch too. Once again, very low on the census count. There's like 250 of these in a CGC 9.8. I love the cover. I love Dark Phoenix. I love the artist. I love everything about this. I love that it's census 258. This book has really gone up. Every time one goes up for sale, which is not very often, it goes up quite a bit. Probably my two most expensive collectibles that I own are these two. The New Mutants 98 with the custom label, and Amazing Spider-Man 252, CGC 9.8. Love this cover. I think this one, even at increased price, is a good pickup. I like these a lot for the prices they're going for. I got mine for $1,200. They're around $2,000 right now, I think. Very low census. And ASM 300 continues to escalate in prices. It's between 8 and 9K now. And I think this is undervalued in the grand scheme of things, especially considering the census count on this. What else do we got over here? I got a few more sitting over here. Secret Wars 8. Nothing crazy there. That's also pretty cheap right now, but that's kind of high pop. The aforementioned Edge of Spider-Verse 2. 3 more. Got 3 more sitting here. I just had these all out because I was looking at them. Ultimate Fallout 4 second print because I couldn't afford a first print. I'm sure I've fallen drastically behind on chat questions. And then I got 2 more, not major ones, kind of middle keys. X-Men 282, First Bishop, and X-Men #4, First Omega Red. Also very classic cover. Great looking cover. So that's what I have sitting next to me. I have more, but they're upstairs in a storage box. So that's my comic book flex. Now I don't have to make the video. All right, I've fallen probably way behind on chat, but that's fine. It's all good. I think as long as you're buying, I've been buying cheap 2019 PSA 10 silvers and non-graded RPAs. Market seems cheap. I think as long as you're buying trendy guys like that have a chance to pop off, then it's okay. And as long as you're getting them on the cheap, but you just need to be aware that they could just go to 0. No, I do not I do not want anything LeBron in a Lakers jersey. Come on now. It is a cool looking card, but I want no part of it. I don't know what they're doing right now either. I've heard they're okay on like their version of Super Express / Express turnaround time. Like people are getting cards out, but like people that are in old school bulk subs are like, 30 days or whatever. I know people that have BGS subs out from July of last year. So I don't know what the hell is going on there. But it is wild times at BGS. Sorry, I was just double checking something really quick. a couple eBay auctions that I was keeping an eye on, and I just wanted to make sure that I didn't miss them. He's intriguing. I don't know that he's ever going to be like a huge star. I am intrigued by Siakam. I don't own any Siakam. I'm not looking to like actively buy any Siakam, but if his stuff gets super cheap, I see the appeal. I like all three. Acuna, Tatis, and Soto. I like all three. I love X-Men 11. It was one of the first graded comic books that I bought when I got back in last March. I got it for like $100. They're like $400 to $500 now. Also, extremely low pop. I think there's only like 175 of those, maybe 150 on the CGC census. I actually think, wow, no, it's not. I know that it's not. I was going to say my comic book collection might actually be worth more than my card collection at this point, but I don't think I'm quite at that point. I have not vented about this yet. I have not talked about it yet because like I don't even fully understand what they've done yet. I have not been able to piece together whatever mind-boggling decisions led to what the hell they did. I was gonna do a video on it, but I truly do not understand what the hell they've done completely, other than just mess the entire thing up. I have listings that say things are required now that I have to go in and change. I have um, all my saved searches are pulling things that they never pulled before. It's a mess. I am not going to lie. It is an absolute mess. So, no, you do not miss the rant on that. I just don't know what to even rant about. I just don't know what the hell they were thinking. Low pop does matter if you're buying the right cards. Like we know that select court sides prior to this upcoming year are going to be low pop count no matter what because there's just not a lot of them. Like there's just certain parallels if you know the sets and know the market that aren't high pop regardless because the print run's very small on them. I mean, no one knows the specific print runs, but you begin to get ideas for this sort of stuff when you look at this crap long enough. So people know like which cards are going to be low pop. Like I know optic purples are very hard to find, like full stop. I know that purple shocks and optic are very low pop. I know that optic hollows, especially prior to 2019, are typically lower pop, regardless of the PSA backlog. And like, don't forget, I talked about this on the one video last week. If someone pulled a Luca optic hollow, it's already been graded. At least 90% of them probably are. The only ones that are probably still left out there that are in gradable PSA 9 or PSA 10 condition are ones still sitting in sealed wax somewhere, which probably won't see the light of day for a while. So, maybe. I don't really typically chase stuff like that. Um, boy. Select XRC 99 auto for Trevor Lawrence. I would honestly sell it only because Panini is a disaster with redemptions. You could see that thing in 2 years potentially. I would rather just have the cash in hand and just go buy something else. I can't think of any old school ones. I really like. I have some Bakers laying around here somewhere. Oh, where are they? I like the old school looking stuff. Like, hold on, I got a Luca. I don't remember where it is. It's in this pile somewhere. I like when they reprint like the old school score stuff. Panini Honors did it Baker's rookie year. I have some of that. It's not what I'm looking for at the moment. Where is the Luca? Luca. Where are you? Here it is. Like the Chronicles. I love this. This is actually one of my favorite Luka rookies. It's not worth that much. It's a couple $100. But I love the look of this card. Nothing crazy. It's paper. It's I think when I got mine, it was like $75. They're like $250 now. I bought it like back last March, pre to everything going nuts. But I like this style of stuff from the older stuff. Are all of your X-Men comics keys? No, I have the 4-pack of Jim Lee X-Men #1s, so I don't necessarily consider those keys. I mean, if it's a CGC 9.8, yeah. I mean, but I don't know how familiar you are with comic grading. I'm not, but if you think it could 9.8, sure. They only go for the last one just sold for 200, but they listed it at buy it now at 199, basing it off a slight increase off of the last comps. And I cannot tell you how fast that thing sold. I saw it pop up on an eBay saved search flag, and I clicked on it and looked at it, and then I went and looked at something else, and I came back and it was gone. And I check my eBay saved searches quite frequently throughout the day. That thing was up for like a split second, and someone bought it. I do not agree with this statement. A lot of 2018 select is low numbered. Like court sides are extremely low numbered. Even premieres low numbered. Optic hollows are pretty rare. Optic purples are extremely rare. Like this is not an accurate statement at all. If you're talking about just random base cards, sure, but like there's plenty of low pop stuff that's not numbered. They're getting expensive, man. This is a good question. If you were up 10 to 20% on NBA playoff bound guys, Kyrie, Booker, Giannis, Durant, would you be selling now and take a small profit or hold out for some hype, hopefully? This is a good question, but I don't have a great answer for you. It depends. This is completely up to whatever your situation is. Do you need the money? Is there something you could better put the money into that's safer? Is there something you're desperately looking to buy that you need the money for? What's your risk tolerance? Like, there's a million different factors that's going to be a different choice for every individual person. So it's a good question, but there's no right answer for that because it really is up to whatever your specific situation is. I would pretty much sell all Herbert before the season starts. Like I just don't think most of these quarterbacks are going to hold their value once the season starts. It's just been proven time after time. Even Patrick, remember last year when the card market was still on fire, when the NFL season started, every single player went down in season. I would be shocked if you couldn't sell that Herbert card today and buy it back in November for less than what you sold it for today. I would be absolutely shocked. He would have to play so out of his mind to maintain his current values. But I'm just using the data that I saw from last year's NFL season. Nice. Congratulations on the HGA winning cues. I try to. It's not firm numbers. So the question is with respect to collectibles / sports cards bankroll, do you keep a percentage liquid versus a percentage in assets at any given time? Reasoning if you do, don't. I like to try to keep something set to the side because I am at the point, I've talked about this a ton. I only use card money to buy cards or to buy comics. So, well, I should expand that. That answer's changed recently. So I only use money that I make from the hobby. And I'm wording it like that because that includes like the revenue that I make from the YouTube channel. So the only money I spend on this stuff and the stack of comic books over here next to me is money that I earn from selling this stuff or revenue from the YouTube channel / affiliate stuff and all that jazz. That's the money that I put back into buying collectibles. I do not take money from my normal 9 to 5 check. That goes into the accounts that it goes into for the various different household shenanigans and normal day-to-day life. I do like to try to keep a small stash set to the side from profits from all of this nonsense because you never know when you're going to run into a deal. And because of the rules that I have set up for myself, I want to have something to go pull from to immediately be able to go buy it if something pops up that is too good to be true. So there's no hard and fast number for that. It's just, it kind of ebbs and flows constantly because sometimes I'll see something and I think it's like, I need to really buy this now because it's about to move. Like when I pulled the trigger on New Mutants 98 and ASM 252, I dug into that fund because I felt like the prices were about to go way up on them, and they did. And then I refilled back up that nest egg. And I'll buy smaller stuff in between as I flip through stuff. But I've been trying to also build that up slightly because I'm trying to target some bigger things versus like I've been staying in the $500 to $1,000 range on most of my buys. I'm looking to try to get into some bigger stuff now. So, oops. I'm keeping an eye on Cat's prices during this off-season / playoff run. I love the Jaw optic. I'm irrational when it comes to the optic purple, specifically Jaw. It could be partially that, and also in general, just like always, the markets cool off when the seasons start. I know it doesn't make any sense, but the data shows that's what happened. Why don't you post more videos? You post one video a month. How am I supposed to get my makeup tips? I am headed to the Strongsville show on Sunday. It was solid last time. It was solid. I recorded a video there, but I never posted it. I don't want to like throw shade or anything, but a lot of the vendors were not thrilled with me shooting video. They did not want me to shoot video of their tables, which kind of turned me off a little bit. And then I just scrapped it for the day. It kind of just put me in a mood. I love the scopes. I do not have any scopes. I adore the scopes. I wouldn't mind a scope of somebody. They are really nice looking cards. I thought the Columbus card show was like 2 weeks ago. Oh, that's a different one. Okay. I should have read the full comment. Read the full sentence. Yeah, I did. I was gonna go down to the Hilliard one. I heard it was not good. The Hilliard one this month. From multiple high level sources, I heard that the Hilliard one sucked this month. I almost went to the Xenia card show. It was just too far of a drive. Xenia's 3 hours for me. That was just too much of a time commitment to put for that. So Hartville, Ohio is tomorrow as well. I'm going to hit that one. They expanded that one, so it's supposed to be bigger. So I will be there tomorrow, and I'm 100% for Hartville tomorrow, and I'm like 90% for Strongsville. I can't see a reason why I wouldn't go to Strongsville. I would argue that it's in one right now. I mean, a lot of stuff's down 40, 50%, so it's hard to say that it's not already in one. Oops. Now, I'm not chasing Tebow Mania. Here's my problem with stuff like this. You have a finite supply of money to spend. There's just other places I would rather put it. I get the play. It's just not for me. And if it's for you, that's fine. That's just not what I want to do with it. Will the nines test send hold value until the next round's listing on eBay? Will people still send in Marvel for grading with the increased fees? Right now, Marvel grading is completely on hold until PSA figures out their stuff. I think the nines are about where they're going to get to at anywhere between that $50 to $115 range, depending on the character. I can tell you they are selling a little slower. Like I posted some of my stuff up, and the first batch that I posted, I got some pretty decent offers fairly quickly. The second batch that I posted is moving a little slower. So I still think the 10s will do okay. I'm intrigued by Sekou, but I don't trust the Pistons. So I'm not sure what you mean by this. I don't think so. There's other players I would rather buy into. I agree with their first part of the sentence. I don't think it matters for Burrow. Mid-March. When are baseball cards at their hottest or best time to sell? About March 15th to 20th. Or, I mean, obviously, if someone blows up, like, the best time to sell Vlad was when he hit 3 home runs in a single game. I just some people, I had one person freak out at me about not freak out. Freak out's way too strong of a term. But they didn't want the PSA serial number shown. Asked me to delete the video, like the whole 9 yards. Part of that's on me because really, I guess I should ask before I just walk up, But usually I just have the camera in hand and I'm walking around. So it just kind of happens. Normally I don't have problems. For whatever reason, people at that show that day were just kind of like meh. Hey, speaking of Canton Card Show, there they are right there. I will be there tomorrow at the Hartville show. I'm excited to check out the expanded tent show. Hopefully your vendors are nicer than the Strongville vendors. No offense to Strongsville. I've recorded at the Hartville show before with no issues. So I'm very excited to see the extended space. I've thought about setting up at the Hartville show a couple times before. But I don't have this, like, I don't have a showcase and I don't feel like with trying to get one. Auctions are always finicky. A lot of market manipulation, a lot of people bailing out. But you can really get some good deals on auctions right now. I don't fully agree with this. I mean, it caused some of it, yes, but it's not the cause for all of it. The world returning to normal is the biggest reason for the cool off, in my opinion. They're interesting, but the die cuts are very tough grades. But they are lower pop, so and a lot of them are numbered too. I see some, but I'm not looking for it. So, like, it's not on my radar. So if I see it in a case, I just kind of look right over it, if that makes sense. I don't think so, because those Griffies are actually pretty tough grades. That's why there's so few 10s. Whatever you like. There's a million different ways you can go in the comic book market. Bunch of comic guys are getting together at the Akron Canton Harper show the night before and the day of. We'd love to invite you down. Hit me up on IG with the details. I'll see what's going on. When is that show? Oh, well, you put it right after that. Look at that. If I just read in the comments. Where's that at this time? Is it in green again? Is that the one that was in green like a week or two? Not a week or two ago, like 3 weeks ago. I should talk to you guys. I have a bunch of raw books from when I was a kid. I would like to move most of them. They're not like, I mean, they've been bagged and boarded, but to say that they're in like great condition would be a stretch. There's no grails in there, but there's some okay stuff from the 90s. I don't have any Spider-Man keys or anything, but I actually wouldn't mind selling all the raw stuff or trading into something graded. That might be a good opportunity to get rid of that stuff. Yeah, just ping me on Instagram once you guys have your plans settled and I will see what's going on. Hard for me to commit to anything that far out. I'll take some, I'll have to put a list together or something. I really need to sort through them. We've been cleaning out a lot lately. And like I have like I don't have the limited series, but like I have like Wolverine 1 through 10. Like, 8, the iconic cover, but it's a little beat up. And I don't know comic book grading well enough on the raw stuff to judge a grade. It's not like shredded or anything, but a lot of it is just like random junk 90s X-Men stuff that has probably next to no value, but oh, that sucks on the HGAQ. I don't have a new one right now. I did see, which I didn't talk about this anywhere yet. The Panini VP was been on a bunch of different places this week talking about the Target thing. And I did not see this personally, but the word on the street is that they basically confirmed that blaster boxes are going to $30 in the fall. I won't put a finite number on it, but they will win the division, I think. I think it's them and the Ravens. Microfiber cloth's your best bet. I would not use like any of the old school tricks because, especially PSA, I think their new thing's going to catch that stuff. I don't know yet. This is the magic question: do the comic books go up like the comic books do? We do not know yet. It hasn't so far, to the best of my knowledge. I need HGA to open up Marvel cards. I want to send them Marvel cards. New shop is great. I have been in once since I was in day 2. I stopped by day 2, talked to Ryan for a very quick minute, and bought some supplies, got some top loaders and some sleeves. It looks great. Wish I lived closer. I have a PSA sub out with them right now. I think when the what was I gonna say? Oh, when the PSA sub comes back through Card Collector 2, I think I'm gonna record a live reveal at the shop. I ran it past Ryan on Twitter and he did not say no, so I can't believe that he would. So I think I'm going to set up the Sony ZV-1 on the crane and do a PSA. I'll go team no look on that one. Shaq Bean team has dropped to a good buying spot. Do you have that one? I do not, because I don't buy a lot of 90s stuff. It's been coming down quite a bit, especially Prism basketball. Prices on Prism wax are down quite a bit. Eventually, it's going to flatten out at some point in time. I would love to know. Some of the Marvel Masterpiece and Flair stuff isn't too bad. I would love to talk to a breaker off the record and find out directly from the source. I'd like to talk to a few of them how breaks are filling right now. I think how breaks are filling is a good indicator on how the market's doing. And I've heard lots of hearsay that breaks have been filling a lot slower and a lot less often, but I don't know if that's real or if it's just shenanigans and nonsense. I like all three of these. Whoops. I like all three of these guys. Ja, SGA, and Trey. I like Ja and SGA actually more than Trey at this point. Trey actually has the best chance to pop off. They could potentially win a round in the playoffs. If he plays good, look out. What were the QB sales trends during the playoffs? Did it spike? They basically went up a certain percentage each round that the team won, and then Mahomes and Brady took off. And then after the Super Bowl, Mahomes tanked and Brady stayed going. In the past, when Mahomes won his Super Bowl, he actually went down after winning it. Yeah, I've been hearing this, but I'd like to actually talk directly to a breaker and get their opinion on what's going on. Oh, you break on 5 channels every day? Oh, well, there we go. Cite the source. Thank you, Sam. They are slower and more fillers. Like, as a breaker, are you concerned or do you not have a lot of overhead? I wonder if a lot of breakers out there are going to be screwed if the inventory suddenly dries up. Yeah, I don't follow their stuff very often. I mean, I watch their channel, but I don't follow their breaks. Shocking. The anti-breaker YouTuber doesn't follow a lot of breaks. I saw that. I'm intrigued by it, but I don't think I'm buying any boxes of it. I'm not big on the whole movie themed version of the set. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love the MCU, but I instead of buying Marvel Black Diamond, I bought X-Men Metal. Here's the problem with me dabbling in soccer. I don't know anything about it. I could learn it, but I only got so much space up here in the old 40-year-old noggin these days. And I just don't know if I have the time and energy to follow that market and everything else that I'm doing. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of this same thing right here. Breaks are down. Friend has a breaker room. Takes a week to fill. Yep. Uh oh, you evil person for asking me this question. Better investment, SGA. KPJ has too many off the court issues that could make it completely crash. I do not own any Marvel sketch cards. I'm intrigued, but I don't own any. That seems like a whole different realm that I don't need to mess with. I think the scalpers fall off because they may not want to mess with it. The curious thing is, okay, so if breaks are slowing down, go back to this. Breaks are down, and wax prices continue to fall slightly. Is the scalping problem going to solve itself when there's not buyers for the wax? A lot of channels have said, when you see retail readily available in the stores again, that's when it's all over, essentially. So there's like a whole, I talk about it all the time. There's all these little unintended consequences from all this stuff. And the whole entire sports card market is this big machine. And when you start messing with the little gears inside the machine, it it starts to break down a little bit. Like things start going wrong. And I think you're starting to see that, like these little nips and cracks and creaks and whatnot. None of them are death by 1,000 paper cuts. I've said that a bunch on a bunch of different videos. It's death by 1,000 paper cuts. This is easy. Luca or MPJ. If I only had to choose one, it would be Luca. If you think they can win around, I'm not big on Randall, but I get it. Here's the other problem. I only usually mess with what I know, and I just don't know soccer. I had prior like I knew comic books prior to getting into sports cards because I collected them as a kid, and I always loosely followed what was going on over there. And I follow baseball, basketball, and football. So I think it's those three plus comics. I just don't care to follow soccer. I don't prospect. I don't follow the prospect game much, so I don't have a great answer for that question. This was like a test question I would get on an econ test in college. I don't know. I don't think anybody does. It could, I guess, is the answer. Uh, Choose two of these QBs to hold for the next 5 years based on investment. Burrow, Lawrence, Herbert, Fields, Kyler. Um, Here's the problem. We don't know what Lawrence prices are yet. I'm gonna go Herbert and Kyler. I think Kyler stuff's a little cheap right now. Yeah, there's just a bunch of little things going on right now. Do they say how many people tried to queue for an HGA sub? I've never tried. It's not the beginning of the end. It's just the new normal. You know, like I said in the video the other day, it's crash back to what? Like, what are we going back to? And if you bought in at the peaks in the wrong times, then you might be upside down on some stuff. But you're still going to be able to make money doing this. I mean, I'm repeating the video from the other day. You just have to be smarter. You have to understand that you're not going to make as much money as quick as you used to, but there's still money to be made here. 100%. It's just renormalizing into the next phase, essentially. Good one. Top three YouTubers I watch, any topic, any subject. Rudy the Magic Guy. Love Rudy. Probably one of the best YouTube channels out there. That's one. Um, I'm trying to narrow this down because I watch a lot of YouTube videos on my iPad. But Rudy is definitely on that list. I'm gonna forget somebody. Um, I really like this is completely off the wall. I really like camping with Steve. It's this Canadian dude that like stealth camps. He posts a video once a week. He goes out, hides under bridges and stuff. They're the most chill videos ever. I freaking love him. He has like 1 billion subscribers. He gets hundreds of thousands of views. He's extremely popular. I absolutely love the dude. And then what would be a third one? Let me go with a sports card one. Sasha T. It's a cliche, like on the button moment, but I think Sasha T has the content game down to a science. That dude is extremely smart and knows exactly what he's doing. Um, and kind of started the whole vlogging genre, I think, when it comes to sports card stuff. People were doing it before him, but he's just doing it better than everybody else, and it's not even close. So I'll go with that one to throw at least one sports card one in there. Yeah, Rudy's great. Thank you, Dan. Yep. Yep. Love camping with Steve. Dude is so good. Go check out that channel. Yeah, a lot of people were accrediting the rise in inflation to why the comic book market has gone crazy. So it could actually help the sports card market. At this point, keep them sealed, Frank, because there's nowhere to send them for grading, so there's no sense in ripping them. Just keep them sealed. Keep them sealed. Give me 1 second. I'm just checking something. Mm, on occasion, but I don't get to his stuff as often as I probably should. I don't follow the baseball prospecting game super hard, so I don't have any strong opinions one way or the other. This 100%. Steve is like the Mr. Rogers of camping. I don't even know how I found his channel, but I am glad that I did. I found it a few months ago, and then I went through and watched like all his old stuff to get caught up. It is great. Like I need to sort through a bunch of cards, put it on in the background type thing. Fantastic. Yeah, most of them were probably all Target shutting down. Yep. Land over sex. Sexton is a good flip. Land is the better long term hold. Potentially. His stuff's pretty cheap now, and he could pop off. See, here's okay. Here's the thing. Here's the difference between the comic book market and the card market. And yes, I do agree with you, T Bone. At some point in time, the comic book market's going to have a slight cool off period. But the difference is, specifically on the graded stuff, the census counts are so much smaller that it helps the fall be a lot slower and a lot less steep. The reason the reason the sports card market's falling so fast is because this base Prism stuff, there's so much of it, and people are trying to get out of it, and the pop counts are so high that everyone is just undercutting each other. In the comic book market, the census counts are so much smaller. That's going to help control a lot of that wild variation. The other thing is the comic book market is much more collector focused than flipping focused. A lot of people that buy these books are buying them for life or near life. Like they're buying them to hold long term because they are true collectors. So that is another factor in the comic book market. It will cool off. I do agree with you. There will be a slight pullback, but overall, I think it's going to be fine. No one. I don't think it's worth chasing non quarterbacks. It'll be some random wide receiver or running back that comes out of nowhere that spikes his prices that no one saw coming. No, not usually. I rarely buy anything at shows because usually the prices are inflated. I'm mostly going for just to check out the tables, maybe make some deals, and kind of get the vibe, like the boots on the ground thing. Like just get the vibe of the room, talk to some dealers, see what they're thinking, etc. Networking. Yeah, I do agree with what Next Gen's saying there. Oh, you missed the early part of the stream, Cody. I got 6 boxes coming, so I'm pretty hyped for some X-Men Metal. There will 100% be X-Men Metal videos posted on this channel at some point in time, whenever it does come in. I'll break at least, I have 6 boxes. I'll break at least half of them for sure. I don't think so. Maybe. I wish I had one. Missed the boat. I came so close And I think I screwed this up. I should have just bought it. I had an ASM 300 9.6 locked down for $1,900 on Monday. 100% it was mine. All I had to do was send the PayPal over. We had the deal in place. I asked for more photos. He said, I'll get them to you after work. I'll put your names on it until I get you the more photos. I understand it's an expensive book. You want to see more photos. I'm like, cool. I was like, put me in pencil. I'm 99% going to take it. He sends me the more photos, and one of the ones that he sends me, there's a significant Newton ring right on the center of the book, right on Spider-Man's arm. You cannot miss it. I understand they do not affect the value of, well, in theory, they do not affect the book at all, and they shouldn't really affect resale value. I could not get past it, and I passed on it. It was probably a mistake. I was lined up and ready to buy that thing. I was excited to get it. And then the Newton ring turned me off. Just spending that much money, I just didn't want to have to deal with it. Whether it either be reslabbing it. It was also an old label, which I was fine with. The Newton ring was the bigger turnoff. I just didn't want to have to deal with reslabbing it. And then if I didn't reslab it, I didn't want to have to deal with it when I went to sell it, if I ever sold it. Because people say, I asked around to a lot of different people and they all said they don't matter. But if they don't matter, why do you have to disclose them? If it wasn't that big of a deal, then you wouldn't have to disclose them. So I passed on it. It legitimately could have been a huge mistake. We'll see if that one still haunts me, and it's only been a week. So thoughts on Watson not touching him? Ohtani's fantastic. I just worry about the health. I still do. I mean, prices are still higher than they were two years ago. Things were much just steady, normal pace 2 years ago. Here's the thing, though. Like, the market's falling, but football's not. You know what I mean? Like, football's not going down. It's slowly, very slowly, in some cases, trickling down. Like, very slowly. But nowhere near as fast as the NBA and baseball market are. So it's not like the entire market's in free fall. I have concerns about the Lakers just because of all the injuries that they've had and rust. I would love to, but I already own so much Ja that I don't know that it makes sense to go buy more. And most of the Ja that I got into, I bought prior to the market exploding last year. The only Ja card I bought post the market going wonky is the purple in the back. And I have no regrets about that, even though it's gone down like $150 since I bought it, because it's just a sweet looking card. I'm sure there is something out there. I just don't know what it is. No, it did not. It was a very interesting video. It did not change the way that I think about them. I still will not use them. I have no desire to use them. And I'm trying to sell the last of my slabs that I have of theirs. They're so hard to sell. Their stuff is so hard to sell. Yeah, the Newton ring. They're slipping Steve. What's up, Steve? LaMelo Ball cards are going to slightly pull back no matter what happens. Award stuff is overrated. Yep, man. All about that first appearance. I am intrigued by both of them before the play. I have a lot of their stuff already, so I don't need to buy more. I am perfectly fine with them. I am so excited to see Ja in meaningful games. This was the play before SGC or PSA shut down. And actually, the play was you don't buy SGC 10s, you buy SGC 95s. A Newton ring is when I'm going to do a terrible job about explaining this, so I would recommend just Googling it. It's when two pieces of plastic interact weird together and it causes it to look oily, is the best way to describe it. It's not, excuse me, I don't know what's going on with my voice. It doesn't hurt the book at all, but it's just bad optics. Just it could deteriorate from the presentation, if you will, to go all fancy terms on you. But Google it. There'll be a billion examples of it. Some are worse than others. I know. I know. I know. It was right in the middle, and there was two of them, and they were big, and I would never be able to not see it when it was on display. No, I know that they exist. I don't have any on any of my cards. I absolutely know that they exist. Well aware. If if the Newton ring would have been anywhere else but dead center on his black suit in the most noticeable spot ever, I would have bought it. It wasn't the Newton ring solely, it was the Newton ring and the location of the Newton ring that turned me off. Eh, I'm not. I'm intrigued by HGA, but I am not drinking the Kool-Aid with HGA just yet. I mean, I'm not super familiar with like RJ Barrett Prism green prices at the moment. Green's one of the more off-colored parallels, like not super popular, so you can get them cheaper. It is low pop, so that's good. I'm not the biggest RJ Barrett guy, but I get the play. That's pretty strong. I could have. I just didn't want to deal with it. They're super backed up. Then I got to ship it out. I got to insure it to ship it. I got to pay them to do the reslab. So now I'm adding all these extra costs on. So any money that I was saving on the deal, I could just go out and buy a 9.6 in a new label that didn't have a Newton ring on it. I get it. I'm going to regret it probably, but I just could not unsee the Newton ring. No, I think Mahomes is actually a good buy right now. See my football video dropping tomorrow. I don't. Eh, eh. I'm not on the SGC hype train. Um, I would probably sell. There's going to be more of them coming. I think the prices continue to slowly creep down on that stuff. The reason I would say sell is I think you could sell it now and I think you could buy it back cheaper later, to be quite honest. I'm probably going to wrap up pretty here soon. Probably going to wrap up here pretty quick. So if anyone has last minute questions, please get them in now. Do not forget to smash the like button while we're closing down here. I don't know yet, Justin, because by the time, so here's the thing, it's not going to come out. X-Men Metal isn't going to release until the end of June. So by the time I get it and rip it, we will have probably new PSA pricing for some levels. So I'd like to try them. I'm just waiting for them to open up Marvel cards. Shy ever going to hit 500 on his base? Base Prism? I don't think so. Just because of the, and that's not so much about a statement on SGA. It's a statement on the state of base Prism, if that makes sense. I'm sorry, SGC is not an inferior grading company in terms of how they grade. They're, the market does not like SGC's personality, if that makes sense. the slabs are very love or hate. There's a certain segment of people that absolutely adore their slabs and a large segment that absolutely hate them. I think their label's ugly, and I think the slabs feel cheap, in my opinion. Oh, we got a super chat. Oh, thanks, Phil. Very kind words. I am very excited for the AFC North season. I 100% agree with this. I think Giannis is one of the best buys out there. If I'm telling you right now, if they get bounced early in the playoffs, there are going to be some absolutely tremendous buying opportunities on Giannis. I would not, because there's nowhere to grade them. Until PSA sorts their stuff out, or until HGA gets their stuff sorted out, I would not rip any Marvel stuff. Old Marvel stuff. New Marvel stuff's fine. I would not rip any old Marvel stuff because there's nothing to do with it. I somewhat agree. The problem with Tatum is, with Brown gone now, one, with Brown, they were playing like crap. Brown's out now, so they have no shot in the playoffs, and the market's just beginning to basically factor them like they're dead already. It's because the market is flooded with Prism at the moment. This will take a long time to play out. People catching on to the select print runs. I get what you're saying, but the PSA label is just nice, simple, and clean. The SGC label looks like something I printed off a label maker at work. Like, I just don't like. I don't know. That's just not an appealing label to me. Now, I will say, I mean, I've said this a bunch. Give me 1 second. Let me find the other one. I am going to wrap up here soon. Where's it at? Optic looks sexy in the SGC slab. I will not deny that. This card looks way better in the SGC slab with the black. A lot of cards don't. Prism looks like crap in an SGC slab. Now, that being said, the label, like the slab looks better because the white pops on the black. The label looks terrible. I hate the SGC label, and I just do not like the way these feel in my hand. I don't know what it is, but it feels like I could snap it just like this if I just squeezed hard enough. I know that's not the case. It just feels that way. I would like to get my hands on an HGA slab, but I haven't yet. What is up, Global? They do accurate grade, but the market does not care. Yeah, we're getting ready to finish up here. Thoughts on Harden? Just people just don't like the dude. I agree. The market has kind of forgotten about Optic for some reason. Select got a lot of love and kind of forgot about Optic. This is definitely a play. I know a lot of people that do this. CSG is such a disaster right now from everything that I've heard. They are getting absolutely see. I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so on this one. CSG is going to be SGC 2.0. I could tell you right now it's heading that direction. They are getting super backed up already, like super backed up. I was digging through the blowout thread today on this. They are falling further and further behind by the day. And I really think they're going to be SGC, how SGC was last spring, exactly like I thought would happen. I am not buying any 2020 rookie year cards. And once again, even if I bought Tua, I would be selling all Tua before the season starts. Depends. There's not a great answer to this question. Everyone's situation is different. SGC needs a label and slab redesign. They need to take SGC and HGA and merge the two together, in my opinion. I am in wait and see mode global because I think there's better deals to be had. And to be most of, I shouldn't say that, in the card market, I've been buying lots of comic books. I haven't had one in hand yet. Maybe I'll try to see if I could get one hands on one tomorrow at the show or Saturday. I had a couple of these and sold them. They did look pretty solid in SGC slabs. Are you talking about like new Select that is not out yet? Thoughts on Select run up in basketball, moving the football? Here's the difference. I see what you're saying now. You're going to see this in the football video I drop tomorrow. There are a lot of good deals on Select. A lot of Select has moved up. The problem is a lot of football pop counts are a lot lower, so it affects Prism base less. Top 5 ever? I don't know. Close. I think there's an interesting. I'm closely watching ASM 361 CGC 9.8 market this week because the market got flooded with his books, and I'm very curious to see how the prices hold. I'm not drinking the HGA Kool-Aid that hard quite yet. For all we know, their AI grading system is literally a guy named Al that scans things in on a scanner. 3 months, it will be ticking back up from whatever the bottom it is that it gets to, but I don't know that we've hit the bottom on everything yet. Probably. I like the concept of HGA. I just need to have a little more track record out of them. I think they got a little too hyped a little too quickly, in my opinion. I am intrigued by them. I would like for them to potentially do well, but I think they've gotten way more accolades than they deserve as a brand new grading company on the market that nobody knows anything about. So I'm cautiously optimistic for them, but I am not going to join the Kumbaya Kool-Aid circle. Probably the Chiefs, begrudgingly. I'll say the Browns-Chiefs AFC Championship game. All right, ladies and gents, we are going to wind this down. Smash the like button on your way out the door. If you want to support the channel, do not forget to use the eBay affiliate link. If you want to check out Market Movers, the affiliate link for that is in all the videos as well for 20% off. I kind of walk you through step by step how I use Market Movers for research in tomorrow's video. In this day and age, you need every advantage that you can get. So you better be using some type of tool somewhere. No, we do not want the Cavs to win basketball games right now. Bad. Take it back, Justin. So yeah, smash the like button. Would you say? I'd wait for PSA. Smash the like button. Use the eBay affiliate link. All that fun stuff. And we will catch you guys and girls on the next one. Tomorrow morning, I'll give you a quick rundown on upcoming content. Saturday morning, football video tomorrow. Sunday, normal Sunday show. Monday, Marvel stuff. Tuesday, another behind the scenes video. If you do not watch my one today, go check it out. It's about how and why I started the channel. Tuesday, I'm going to walk through how I grew the channel and how it turned into what it did. And then I don't know what Wednesday is yet. So, but that's the upcoming videos for the week. 100% disagree with this, Bush League. All right. That's it. Everybody have a great night. If you're at the Hartville show tomorrow or the Strongsville show on Sunday, keep your peepers peeped, and I might be walking around. Come up, say hi or whatever. But I will catch you guys and girls later. Peace. Everyone have a good night. Have a great weekend.